Why is it that waking up at dusk brings despair, as if abandoned by the world? The sky is not dark, but you feel like you have been dropped off somewhere. You do not know where you are or what time it is. This feeling is actually related to your brain. To be precise, your brain just did something quite out of line to your consciousness. Have you ever tried reading in a dream? I mean really looking at a newspaper in a dream, a phone screen in a dream, or a notice posted on a wall? You will find those words do not cooperate. They move and they change. Stare at them for 2 seconds and they completely change. This is not from dream nearsightedness. It is because the region in your brain responsible for processing language and logic, the frontal cortex. There is something even stranger. All kinds of people appear in dreams, passers-by, colleagues, and inexplicable strangers. They talk and they do things. Sometimes they even say surprising things. But the problem is, all of these people are created by your brain, on its own territory. Your brain creates uncontrollable characters out of thin air. You don't even know what their next line will be. Think about how absurd this is. Your brain is both the screenwriter and the actors. You're sitting off stage, likewise a part of your brain unexpectedly. This scam lasts for several hours every night. Why does the brain put on this complex show? What is it after? Before answering this question, let's mention something you might not know. After you fall asleep, the first thing your brain does is not rest, but rather lock your body down. From the neck down, the control signals for almost all muscles are cut off. There is a medical term called REM muscle atonia. It sounds very gentle, but what it actually means is you are paralyzed. Why does the brain do this? Put plainly, it is afraid that you will repeat in reality what you were doing in the dream. Running in dreams and in reality too, hitting people in dreams and throwing real punches. This is no joke. There is a medical condition called REM sleep behavior disorder. People with this illness fail to trigger the command to paralyze the body. What are the consequences? They will literally punch and kick in bed. Some have sent their sleeping partner to the hospital. Some have jumped straight out the window. So being locked in bed every night, instead of protecting you, it is more like it is afraid you will mess up the simulation program it is running. You are an audience member held down, and it is afraid you will rush the screen, but this locking mechanism sometimes malfunctions. Your mind wakes up first, but your body is locked. You just lie there with your eyes open. You see the ceiling and hear a nearby clock ticking, but your whole body feels filled with lead. You cannot lift a single finger. This is sleep paralysis. Roughly speaking, about 8% of people worldwide have experienced. Does this sound familiar to you? Chinese call it ghost bed press, Japanese kanashibari. Different cultures describe almost identical experiences. Brains of over 7 billion, under the exact same malfunction mode, generate almost the exact same hallucination. This realization is quite uncomfortable. It means a set of things in your brain was not learned later in life, nor taken from horror movies. It is a fear template written into your genes, installed right out of the factory. Then where on earth do the things that appear in dreams come from? Most people think it is a replay of daytime experiences. That is right, but not entirely right. An experiment ran in 2004. Harvard researchers had people play a skiing simulation game, and then monitored their dreams. The results were fun. Skiing did appear in the dreams, but it was not an exact, untouched replay of the game footage. The brain broke the skiing scenes into pieces, and combined them with this person's childhood memories and some completely unrelated images, to piece together a brand new, bizarre story. Researchers call this process memory reconstruction. You can think of it as the brain organizing and storing items. What just came in today must fit into existing knowledge networks to become part of long-term memory. That is why an old classmate pops up in your dream, then cuts to the meeting room you were in yesterday, with an unfamiliar road appearing outside. It is not a glitch, it is archiving. The archiving method is just wild, but the brain does more than store files while asleep. In the year 2000, Finnish scientist Antti Ravencio analyzed tens of thousands of dreams and found this: the most frequent dream emotion is not happiness, nor is it sadness, but fear. Chased, falling, late for exams, teeth falling out. You must have had these dreams too. He proposed a theory called Frid simulation theory. The general idea: your ancestors lived on the African savanna for millions of years, where wild beasts could attack any time. Those who repeatedly rehearsed escaping in dreams reacted faster when encountering real danger, and their survival odds rose. Through natural selection, this function was preserved. So nightmares, to some extent, are survival simulators. It is just that in modern society, the training shifted from wild beasts to exam delays and public embarrassment. The brain has not updated its syllabus yet. However, this only explains fear-based dreams. What about those warm dreams? What of absurd dreams, like dreaming you breathe underwater without feeling odd at all, or dreaming a deceased relative sits and chats with you, and you do not find it strange either? This involves a ridiculous dream trait. When you dream, your critical thinking is turned off. Remember the prefrontal cortex. Besides processing logic, it does one more thing. It judges whether the scene makes sense. Once turned off, you lose the ability to question. A late person sitting with you? No problem. Flying in the sky? Quite normal. Your face turning into someone else's? That works too. The brain has removed your logical review. It plays a movie that bypassed review. You watch it all, never feeling anything is wrong. Yet, a small group hack this mechanism. They snap out of it and think, wait, it's a dream. This is lucid dreaming. In 1981, Stephen LeBerg from Stanford University conducted a very clever experiment. He had subjects make an agreement. If they realized they were dreaming, they would move eyes in a pattern. Why the eyes? Because when dreaming, almost all muscles are locked down, except eyes, which still move. Lab instruments recorded that signal. In other words, someone sent a message from a dream to the outside world. Mind is awake, but body is locked inside. Later, people utilized this state. They practiced piano in dreams and woke up playing actually better. They rehearsed speeches, and delivery was smoother on stage. Humans turned around and used this simulation. It is like beating someone at their own game. But one lucid dream phenomenon remains unexplained. Exposing it, like intentionally looking in a mirror or reading text, makes the entire dream unstable. The image distorts and the light dims. The face of the mirror is not your own, and then you wake up. But did you really wake up? Some say they woke up 6 times straight, thinking each time, this is real now, only to find a certain detail is wrong. The doorknob has moved to the left, or there is an extra tree outside, and then the whole scene shatters again like broken glass. This is called a nested dream, which is a dream within a dream. The explanation is that the brain is bouncing back and forth between the dreaming state and the waking state. Each time, it tries to build a scene that is real enough for you, but it lacks time to patch up all details. Like someone rushing a job. The show is convincing enough, but a close look reveals loopholes. Speaking of this, there is an unsettling deduction. How do you determine whether you are awake right now or dreaming? The answer is, you cannot determine it. You rely on whether this brain-rendered image is realistic enough. If it is realistic, you think it is real. If not, you know you are dreaming. But this standard is managed by the brain, not by you. A person spends about 26 years of their life sleeping. 26 years, spending a third of life in a place you cannot control, remember, or confirm is real. And you know almost nothing about what happened during those 26 years. Who knows, maybe dreams are not a byproduct. Maybe being awake is.